welcome to my YouTube channel Daysi DIY. In this video I will show you how to make this quick and easy farmhouse DIY using items from the Dollar Tree. If you want to see a step by step, please keep watching. We're going to need 4 small plates. These are from Dollar Tree and here is the item number. First we're going to paint the small plates and we're going to use the Rust-Oleum chalk paint in color white. This paint is from Amazon. I'm going to use my chopping mat to cover my surface. I'm going to use my brush to paint the plate. We're going to give 2 coats and let dry, and each coat we're going to let dry the paint. I'm going to do the same step for the other plates. We're going to need for this project this wood Easter sign. Here's the item number. First, we're going to remove the hanger and all the embellishments of this Easter sign. If you guys want, you guys can use the front side, but I'm going to be using the back for this project. I'm going to use the Rust-Oleum chalk paint in color white. I'm going to use the same brush. We're not going to paint the board all the way. We want the color burn to show a little bit because that will help us to distress the board a little bit with the look that we're going for. This is how it's going to look once we're done painting it. Now that our paint is still wet in the board, we're going to be using this Waverly chalk paint on colored mineral. We're going to be doing like a dry brush technique. We're not using a lot of paint. We just want to give him a little bit of distress to the board. And this is how it's going to look when we finish painting it. Our sign is completely dry, so we're going to use these color pencils. I bought them at Walmart. We're going to use the color brown to create lines and the wood sign. And we're going to need a ruler. The board measures 15 centimeters, so every 5 centimeters we're going to create a line and every 10 centimeters we're going to do the same. Once we're done, we're going to connect all the lines. And this is how they're going to look once we're done. The plate is completely dry after 2 coats of paint. This is how they're going to look. We're going to use the Waverly chalk paint in color mineral. This paint is from Walmart. And what we're going to do now, we're going to distress the plate a little bit. We're going to use the dry brush technique. We're just going to use a little bit of paint. We're going to do the same step to the other 3 plates. We're going to be using this natural bath sponge, and this is from Dollar Tree. We're going to use the Waverly chalk paint anti-wax. This is from Walmart. What we're going to do, we're going to be just painting the edges all around the plate to distress the plate a little bit. We use just a little bit of paint, and this is how they're going to look once we're done. And we're going to do the same step to the other 3 plates. To be using the tumbling blocks. These are from Dollar Tree, and we're going to need only 4 blocks. Also, we're going to need a Woodcraft cube. This is from Dollar Tree as well. I'm going to be using my chopping mat to cover my surface. I'm going to use the Waverly chalk paint and color antique wax to paint the blocks. I'm going to use this natural bath sponge. I got it from Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just going to use a little bit of piece to paint all the blocks. This is what we're going to do with all the blocks. Now all the blocks are dry. We're going to be using this Waverly chalk paint in color mineral, and we're going to dry brush all the blocks. I'm going to use the same brush to paint all the blocks. So now we're going to use this sandpaper. It's from Dollar Tree. We're going to sand the blocks, just the edges. We're going to do the same step to the other blocks, and this is how they're going to look once we're done. We're going to use these pearls. They come 40 in a pack and they're from Dollar Tree. And we're going to be using a wire. This wire comes from Dollar Tree as well. If you don't have these pearls, you can use these wood beads. You can find it in Dollar Tree as well. I just cut a piece of wire and I put 12 pearls in the wire. And now I'm going to be using my chopping mat to cover my surface. To paint the pearls, we're going to be using the Waverly Chalk Paint Anti-Wax. And I will use the natural bed sponge. It's from Dollar Tree as well. And I will just a little bit piece to paint my pearls. I'm going to tie the end of the wires so they will unravel the pearls and it will be more easy for me to paint them. I just did 2 coats and each coat I let it dry. The pearls are complete dry. Now we're going to use the Waverly Chalk Paint in Color Mineral. This paint is from Walmart and we're going to be using the same sponge and we're going to use a little bit of paint. I just did 1 coat and I just let it dry. The pearls are dry, so now we're going to use the same holes to put our hanger back. With the wire, we're going to create a little hook. So I just put the wire into the hole. And now I just fold this little piece just like this, and once it was all folded, I tried to pull it so this little part goes in the back, and once it was like all the way back, I just pulled the wire, and this is how it's going to look. So we're going to do the same step on the other side, but in this side I'm going to be using my wire cutters to cut the extra wire. And this is how it's going to look once we're done. Now with my wire cutters, I'm just going to tie the ends of the wire a little bit. To make our hanger a little bit stronger, we're going to be using hot glue on the back. I had these wood signs from Hobby Lobby. I got them in the clearance section and they were 25 cents each. And I have two pigs and two roosters. What we're gonna do now, we're just gonna remove the label to all these wood signs. So now we're gonna be gluing the wood signs to the plates, and this is how they look once we're done. Right here you have two options. You can use the front or you can use the back. I'm going to be using the back, and they were already painted dark gray. And I'm just going to use my hot glue gun to glue them. And this is how they're going to look once we're done. We're going to do the same step to all of them. So now we're going to glue the wood pieces to the sign. We're going to be using 2 tumbling blocks and the 4 pieces of the wood crafts cubes on the top. This is how we're going to place them. And this is how I'm going to glue them. And this is how they're going to look once we're done. And we're going to do the same step on the bottom. So I just put my plates in the wood sign. And now we're going to use a plastic ruler, and we're going to measure the distance between each plate. We're going to use Adhesive super glue. This is from Dollar Tree, and we're going to use a combination of glue and adhesive for a strong hold. And this is what we're going to do with all the plates. So now we're going to be using this Boxwood. This is from Walmart. It's 97 cents, and we're just going to remove the greenery, and we're just going to put 2 on the bottom, 2 in the middle, and 2 in the top. So now I'm just going to glue them. And this is how they're going to look once we're done. So that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to be notified. And please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much.